For those of you that don't know me, my name is Emerald Lowe, and I'm the Membership Director for the Oceanside Chamber of Commerce. So in lieu of hosting this at our office, we're hosting it here on Zoom. And with this virtual platform, for those of you that haven't yet, we're inviting you to go ahead and just drop your contact info in the chat function. So I'll give you just a minute or so to finish that up before we start on to our roundtable introductions. So just go ahead and drop that in the chat if you haven't yet. I know a couple of you had joined before I had said that. Great, and we've got a couple more people popping on here too, so we will roll right into it. So the format for today's event, we're gonna do some introductions. I'll call on each of you just to share some information, tell us your name, a little bit about your business and the role you have there. And then in a separate round, we'll go more deeper into what's been going on in your business over the past couple months, with a lot of the recent changes here. And then finally, we're gonna end it off with, final announcements or promotions you might have about your business. And then we'll share what's going on with the chamber and how you can stay up to date on that. So with that being said, we're gonna start here to my left, and I'm going to call on Mr. Scott Smith, and he's gonna tell you a little bit about himself here.
Morning, everybody. Scott with Compass Financial, independent advisor. I own my own practice. Just trying to help people with their investments, especially since this is a really great opportunity to either add to or consider other options. So Scott with Compass Financial, helping you navigate the investment waters. Thanks.
Thanks for that, Scott. All right, next up is Robin Carlson.
Greetings, I'm Robin Carlson with Carlson Mobile Notary. As a mobile notary, I travel to mutually agreed upon signing locations. Most of the time during COVID, it's been in the backyard, at the patio, or in the driveway or garage with all sorts of COVID compliant for you supplies, so whether it's a mask or gloves. My expertise is in loan signings, so I've been extremely busy this last month. Everyone's taking advantage of those low rates. If you don't know what your mortgage is, if you own a home, check out the note. And if you're above 3, you need to talk to your loan officer. And if you haven't bought a home yet, now's the time. Money is really cheap, and you should talk to Scott at Compass Finance, find out how you can make your money grow, whether it's real estate or in any of the multi avenues that he offers. So my expertise, like I said, is in mortgage signings. I also support 5 trust attorneys. So that's another thing that I'm busy right now. As we're in place, I find people are, quote, cleaning their closets. So their yards are looking fabulous. Their cars are all washed. Their trusts are getting completed or done, and their mortgages are right on top. So for Mobile Notary, remember me for notary, Robin Carlson, Carlson Mobile Notary. Good morning.
Thanks, Robin. All right, Rob, you're up.
Oh, good morning, everybody. My name's Rob Howard, and I'm a candidate for Oceanside Mayor, and I'm going around now because now the campaign is a virtual world. And so I'm here this morning because I'm really doing outreach to the different groups. We understand our the city budget is going to be taxed, to say the least, and so we have to find creative ways to deal with the budget. However, it's real important that you listen to people and not just take the easy way out and just cut a bunch of people, and then later on you find out there are unintended consequences depending on who you cut. My background, I'm a Navy veteran. I've spent 30 plus years as a nuclear plant operator at San Onofre, and I've been leader in my union and working with a number of organizations in the community, particularly around youth with career development and around actually trying to find a way to change your life as an entrepreneur, because it's not the same as when I was growing up. So I'm just looking for ideas of what you think businesses need. I recognize that, as an example, a restaurant, with the way they're rolling out openings. Talked to some of my friends in the restaurant business, and they don't want to open at 25% capacity because that just doesn't fit the model. And the 50% capacity is difficult as well. So looking at what the city can do to help as far as making sure we have sidewalk space, that we have to be able to use sidewalks or other areas in order to expand the capacity to get as close as they can to their model. So really, if you have things that you think you'll need or would like to see with the city, we're looking at some of the legislation that's coming down having to do with home sales and the ability for seniors to be able to sell and maintain their credits to try to boost that market as well. So I could go on and on, but just know I'm running because I love Oceanside, and I think we can do better with us working together as a community. Rob Howard, and I'll put my info in the chat, but it's Rob Howard, 4 mayor.com. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to share.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us, Rob. All right, next up, we're going to hear from Otis.
Good morning, everyone. Otis Walton with Colonial Life. I am a Marine vet as well. We do business-to-business insurance, helping the businesses come up with cost-saving strategies, not only for themselves, but we do offer financial protection for the employees as well. Our plans are supplemental, which enhance and enrich what you already have as far as core benefits are concerned. And for the amount of maybe an hour and a half, you can have a plan in place. We offer these plans through the businesses under the tax ID, which makes them super affordable. So these plans are portable as well, which means that if the employee decides to go elsewhere as far as employment is concerned, they can take these plans with them because they are the ones that are paying for them. And like I mentioned earlier, we have some plans that are not normally offered for businesses, only particular businesses, such as our gunshot wound policy for security and law enforcement. We'll also offer those for EMT and firefighters as well, because they're on the front line and they need coverage just as well. They're super affordable. Our plans start no more than maybe $5 to $10 a week. And the reason why we can offer them at such a low price is because we use the company's tax ID to offer them through. They are voluntary, which means that they don't exactly have to pick all of them, just something that they can afford based on their budget, which gives them added protection. So Otis Walton, Agency Development Manager for Colonial Life, Marine Corps veteran as well. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Otis, and thank you guys for your service, and those of you that are also on the call and veterans. So next up we have Simone. Go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. Simone Ross here. I own a marketing agency here in Oceanside, and I help solopreneurs, mostly service providers, getting online and promoting their business online. So, and I do this two ways. I can do the whole funnel, the whole marketing funnel for my clients online with Facebook ads, email marketing, all that good stuff. And I also teach them. So for those that don't have a budget maybe to hire me, I have courses that I teach them, and they learn exactly what to do to promote themselves online, to generate leads on an automation. And that's how I help business owners. And I dropped my information there if you want more information. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Simone. Next up, we have Mr. Richard Fox. Go ahead, Richard.
Morning, I'm Richard Fox, lifetime resident, Oceanside, and I've been a member of the Chamber for 35 years, I think it is. And I have two different businesses that are listed with the Chamber. One is my Shaklee business. I'm an independent distributor with Shaklee. They're the #1 natural nutrition company in the United States. And we've been really, really busy with our germicide and with our, we just came out with a hand sanitizer right here, and it has a plant base in it besides the alcohol, and it's really smooth on the skin, nourishes the skin, and it feels almost like a hand lotion when you put it on. It's a gel. It's been just flying off the shelves, and we also have a couple of immunity products that have been really flying off the shelf. We have the most back orders now than we've ever had in history, and they're filling them quite quickly. But it's amazing how many people want to build their immunity and use our germicide products. Also, I own a mobile tire service, Richard's Mobile Tire Service. We go out and repair and replace tires on location. It's been interesting lately. Semi trucks were very slowed down, but I did lots and lots of RVs. People were getting their RVs put together while they were quarantined. Lots of boat trailers, lots of travel trailers, lots of motorhomes. I was just really shocked at people putting together their bug out equipment. So, but in the last week or so, things have changed a bit. Restaurants have opened, and semi trucks are just flooding the freeways. And it was interesting. For the first couple months, driving the freeways were so fun because they were empty, but now they're packed again. So just pretty interesting. So I put my information in there. It's RF like Richard Fox, OSIDE like Oceanside, RFOSIDE at Cox.net. And just Google me, Richard Fox Oceanside. You'll find me. Friend me on Facebook. Thanks.
Thank you, Richard. Okay, next up we have Katie.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. My name is Katie Burns. I am a financial advisor with Merrill Lynch. I just recently relocated to the Oceanside area about 2 weeks ago now. Although I've been in the financial services industry for over a decade now. I recently joined a team at Merrill Lynch with Dana Albert, who is also on this call. And we really focus on helping business owners, families, and individuals gain control and confidence over their finances and investments. I am a certified financial planner and a chartered financial analyst, and again have about 11 years of experience in the financial services industry. So I am looking forward to meeting more new people in this area. And again, that's Katie Burns with Merrill Lynch.
All right, welcome to Oceanside, Katie. And that's a great segue into our next guest. So I'm going to call on Dana.
Good morning, everybody. Yes, thanks for everybody being here bright and early. Dana Albert, financial advisor at Merrill Lynch. So we are a growing financial planning and investment advisory team out of our Carlsbad office, and helping the growing need of financial planning needs of really retiring or about to retire business owners, C-level executives, and retirees that are settling in coastal North County. So our fastest growing area is Oceanside. And so we're delighted to have brought on Katie to join our team because of the extensive financial planning needs of our clients in the area. So when you think about any type of transaction or decision that has to be made and it has a dollar sign in front of it, we're able to do it. So that includes protection and lending, and of course having a huge bank called Bank of America behind us. We are literally a one-stop shop for every financial service need that the base of our clients require. So Dana Albert, Merrill Lynch Wealth Management, Carlsbad.
Thanks so much, Dana. Next up, I'm going to call on Candace.
Candace Sari, CPA. And well, I've been had a steady stream of taxes. They're actually, the tax deadline being postponed until July 15th. this is the first year that I actually ever took a vacation before the tax deadline. So I went ahead and left the first 2 weeks of May on my typical post-tax season vacation, weathered the storm and the virus, but managed to drive back to South Carolina, to Myrtle Beach, play some golf, and see some new little granddaughter family members of my boyfriend's family. And actually, it was great. It was a resort community. We were the only ones there. So, well, there was a few other brave souls, but so we pretty much had the beaches and the golf courses to ourselves. So, actually, you know, very safe vacation. And it was kind of freaky, like one of those horror movies, getting out, going to the airport and flying home on the plane. But anyway, when I came back, it was amazing. It seemed like they had the second funding of these PPP loans. And so a lot of my clients called and said, look, I picked up my mail, or I opened up, you know, my bank account online, and, you know, boom, there was all this money there. And so I've been, you know, obviously I'd worked with them in their applications for their PPP loans. And now we're discussing now the potential forgiveness. And the House passed last week, and I imagine, I think it goes to the Senate today, but it's the Paycheck Protection Flexibility Program, where they're looking to kind of loosen up the time frame that you have to spend the money, taking it from 8 weeks to 24 weeks. So, you know, that really, if you take a look at, I don't know if you've looked at the application for forgiveness, but it's quite complicated. And this whole thing has been quite complicated because, you know, they set out the programs before they established the rules. And so anyway, I think with that extension of the period, it's going to be very easy for the recipients of these PPP loans to actually have qualified almost all their money to be forgiven. The key really comes down to maintaining that FTE that you had on February 5th of 2020. Why, that's a significant date. But at least by the end of your 24 weeks, you have to have that in place, that same FTE. There's such a thing as a safe harbor. And you would qualify by doing that, even though your business may have been closed. Who knows when it opens up, hopefully before the almost 6-month expiration of this covered period, but you want to have that FTE in place. So Candace, sorry, CPA, I did put my information down there in case you have any questions regarding that. And my last name's spelled a little different than it's pronounced. It's S2A's-R-I. So everybody, I can tell them how to spell it, but they still want to go S-O-R-R-Y. And so, and for that, I'm not sorry. So.
It just makes you all the more memorable.
This is true. And when you're competing in the small business environment, that's very, very important.
Exactly. Well, thanks for that, Candace. Next up, I'm going to call on Stacy Smith-Bacon. Go ahead, Stacy.
Good morning, Stacy Smith-Bacon reporting from the headquarters, Primerica headquarters in Duluth, Georgia. Just kidding. I am a financial services rep with Primerica, and what I do is we sit with people in their homes, we bring home delivery, and we offer term insurance, which is affordable and high quality insurance. So I'm looking for people who would like to learn more about, be educated more about money so that they can retire when they want to retire, so they can have the money saved up for retirement, so they can pay off debt. And right now I need referrals because a lot of people are using the excuse they don't have money right now, and I'd like to get some referrals. So other than that, I'm fine. Thank you.
All right. And next up, I'm going to call on Kathy Ellis. Go ahead, Kathy.
Hi, I'm Kathy Ellis, and 6 years ago, my husband and I, Mike, who most of you know, started Senior Care Options. I had a long career. When I say long, I started in this industry in 1980 when I was 19 as an activities assistant in a skilled nursing facility, or convalescent hospital, as we called it back in 1980. And shortly after that, about 1985, I got back into the industry after college. And then in 1989, started my first full-time job as an administrator in large senior facilities, retirement homes, as we used to call them. And then they became assisted living communities. They don't like to be called facilities because that's the F word in our industry. Who wants to leave their beautiful home and move into a facility? You want it, so many of them, I only hope someday I can afford to live in them because they're just like resorts. But you know, it's not a one size fits all. And the reason why I left my high paid administrative job after 24 years is because I wanted to help people at all price points. You know, not everybody has $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a month. They haven't saved their money. And like the other day, we were on this Brookdale Zoom call. Well, there's 3 Brookdales in this immediate area. Everyone is so different. And a lot of people, I don't even think a large facility is for everybody. A lot of people do much better in a small 6 or 10 bed board and care home because they're a huge fall risk. So this is not a real estate type of decision. This is actually, it could be a life or death decision. There are some very, very good places around, but there are some places that have tons of turnover. Their licensing records aren't good. We personally check them all out. I like to tell you all about the good, the bad, and the ugly of senior living, but don't let that fool you because I've had the time of my life working in senior care. It's mostly great, but there are some things you should be careful of. I just didn't take a 1-week course and became a certified senior advisor and buy a franchise for $85,000 and say I'm a senior expert. We actually have lived and breathed senior living. I have for sure for the last 40 years. And both Mike and I are both licensed residential care administrators, which we take 40 continuing education hours a year to keep that license up, to know all the latest regulations. And we don't recommend any community that we haven't actually personally checked. So thank you. And we're so proud to be Oceanside Chamber members. We live in Fire Mountain in the community and we work out of our home. Thanks.
Thanks, Kathy, and thanks for your support all these years. Next up, I'm going to call on Chris with Alpha Graphics.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Good to see everyone. My name's Chris. I'm Business Development Manager for Alpha Graphics in Oceanside, and we work with businesses and help them with their printing, signage, and marketing projects. We've been really busy. Lots of those like graduation signs you see in people's front yards. We've been doing a lot of those, and it's been good with especially with the economy starting to open back up and the gears of commerce starting to move again. So yeah, it's good to see everyone.
Good to have you on the call, Chris. Next up, I'm going to call Nicole. Go ahead, Nicole.
Good morning, everyone. Nice to see you all. My name is Nicole Douglas, and I am with Enyo, which is a chemical-free, waste-free cleaning system. So using fiber technology, Enyo treats cleaning mechanically rather than chemically. The fibers physically lift, trap, and remove dirt and bacteria from your surfaces using only water. So you don't have to have any chemicals, any poisons in your home. A lot of people think that's too good to be true, especially right now with all of the hype and the fear surrounding disinfecting and sanitizing and sterilizing and all that kind of stuff. So just to give you guys a super quick little demo to show you that it actually works. This is a piece of raw chicken, smearing it on my plate using just water. I put it on my fiber. The fibers do all of the heavy lifting for me the way that they are engineered. Again, they lift, trap, and remove that dirt and bacteria. I dry it off, and I'm not worried about that raw chicken on my plate. So you can have a clean that is 6 times better without having any chemicals, any poisons in your home. The fibers last for about 3 years, so you're not constantly paying to be throwing away those disposable products, and you're not adding to the landfill along the way. So if you're interested in learning more, please drop me a line. I put my info in the chat, and I hope to speak to you guys again soon.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Nicole. And just a plug for Nicole, I use her products daily for multiple areas of my house. So you're continuously making my life easier. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Of course. Next up, I'm going to call on Miss Lori Kotecki.
Good morning, all. Thank you for having me here on this morning's call, Emerald. I'm Lori Sloan Kotecki. I have a farmer's insurance agency right here on South Coast Highway. I've been a member of the chamber since I opened my office, which was April of 2018, so just slightly over 2 years now. Basically right now with the COVID-19, obviously I'm not meeting too many customers in person, more more of them just, you know, either virtually or over the telephone. But my focus is really to protect them. So if they have a home, obviously Farmers does everything, but if they have a home, I'm also trying to protect it with their life. So if they were, one of the spouses was to accidentally have an issue, their home would be protected, their children would be able to stay there. I do lots of different things as far as helping small businesses. But during this COVID-19, Farmers has really been great. Not only have they helped their auto customers get 25% discounts over 3 months so far, but also their commercial business customers, they've extended and given discounts to all their commercial policy holders, as well as extending to the restaurants free coverage for delivery, for food delivery service, even if they previously didn't have that. So again, glad to be here on this morning's call. Lori Sloan Kotecki, Farmers Agency in Oceanside. Thank you.
All right, thanks for that, Lori. And you know, in this next round, I heard a few of you have mentioned this and touch on it very briefly, but I'd like to dive a little deeper into this next round. So what we want is for you guys to tell us, you know, a specific project or something that you're working on and how we can help. So, you know, I'll start it out and just share, you know, something that the Chamber's working on, you know, obviously, you know, with Chris mentioning a lot more business activity here throughout the city, you know, we are trying to grow our membership. So, you know, we're looking to connect with businesses that need our help. A lot of them, excuse me, have questions on whether they're able to reopen. A lot of them also need help lobbying for their businesses to be allowed to reopen. And some need, you know, some serious help promoting their business, you know, moving to digital. So there's a lot of different elements, but if you just, you know, as you come across your networks and you guys are talking to businesses out there, Rob, you know, actually had, you know, reminded me to do this ask that, you know, we are trying to grow our membership. So I'm going to drop the link to our application on our website. So if you guys, you know, like I said, if you come across anyone, if you want to throw that their way, we would greatly appreciate it. You know, of course, every investment that goes into the Chamber goes directly back into the work we do, you know, to promote the businesses here in our community. So thank you for that, guys. And, you know, with that, I'll jump it back to my left here. And, you know, just once again, Scott here, tell us what you're working on, a project, you know, specific focus you have, and if there's any way that you think we might be able to help.
Well, one of the things that I mean, it's all about saving money, especially with businesses and individuals with the current state that we're in. So what I've been focusing on is calling my clients. And I mean, this is just out there for everybody, something that everybody should be considering. Your car insurance, you should call your agent and you should reduce the number of miles that you drive, because we haven't been driving, obviously. So that'll save you some money every now and then for about a certain period of time. Also, I've called a lot of my clients after talking to the companies for the 401ks and just kind of pause the fees. I mean, it's all about retaining as much money as you can at this point in time so that we can get the economy going and get back to somewhat normalcy. So that's what I've been doing. As far as the markets, I mean, there are some great opportunities. You should speak to your financial advisor. There's probably 3 or 4 of us on the call today. So that's about it. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for that, Scott. Robin, how can we help? What are you working on and how can we help?
I work as a mobile notary. I get around. I'm trying to come up with another word, but that's what I do. So what I consider myself is a connector and a promoter. So when I'm out there doing my signings, it's set up by either escrows or just a public calling using my Chamber site or contacts from Yelp, this kind of thing. So what I do is I don't go into a signing with a like I'm not going to support OCC or any of the financial planners. When I'm there and I'm listening and I'm done, that's when I can hear what the people are talking about. So I meet a lot of people. This last month in May, I had 49 signings where I'm able to share, and that was atrocious. I mean, that was too much. I need to rest. RESTT. So what I try to do is do one-to-ones or comments, because it's so fantastic when someone says, do you know a hairdresser? Or I'm a small business and I'm just getting started. Well, are you a chamber member? What's that? You know, and then able to, I don't carry as many business cards because everybody just here, take a picture of the contact in my phone. It's such easier. However, when I work with seniors, they want something in their hands. So I make sure that I have cards that promote seniors. So whether it's a plumber or an electrician or a financial planner or a trust attorney or even the chamber, I'm your gal if you need a referral or a contact. So just remember me for notary, Robin Carlson, Carlson Mobile Notary.
Thanks for that, Robin. Okay, Rob, if you can share, just one area that you're focused on and how we might be able to help.
One of the things we've been doing, granted, you're trying to run a campaign, but the reality is the community has some different needs than we've had in the past. So we have volunteers now that are actually calling seniors and just doing what we call wellness calls. Some people call them check-in calls, and sharing information, because they may not offer that they need it, but sharing information where they can get resources, like when you dial 211, helping them walk through that process of getting support. And in the Oceanside, actually in the county, there's a program called Great Plates, where seniors don't have to leave home. And if you qualify, they'll deliver the meals to their home. So it's really just, if people are interested, and sometimes we get reports back, I was on the phone for 3 hours. Well, great, you made a lot of calls. No, I actually only made 4, because the conversations, because some of the folks, it's really quick. Yeah, I'm fine. I don't need anything. But we try to leave that information anyway. But others, they just want someone to talk to. And there's a huge number of seniors that are out there in that case. So if you're interested, my contact's in the chat. And all it's doing is you're checking in with them, letting them know about 211, where you can get various resources, and about the program called Great Plates, where if you qualify, they'll deliver the meals free of charge to you. So that's what our big outreach process is right now.
That's awesome that you guys are doing that, Rob. So if anyone, wants to help out with that, get in touch with Rob after. Next up, we have Otis. So Otis, tell us just one thing you're working on and how we might be able to help.
Well, get the word out. My boss, we have this enhanced benefits. So we not only cover business to business, but we also do individual as well. So we're working on a email campaign going out soon that is going to focus on all aspects of insurance, education, the actual breakdown, the price range, the rates, and all that for each and every policy. If anyone has any questions about anything concerning insurance, please don't hesitate. Give me a call, email, something. If you just want to sit down and talk, I'm here as well. What I've been doing is reaching out to individuals on a personal level, and just to see how they're doing as well. It doesn't even have to be about insurance. It's just, just casual conversation between two people.
Thank you for that, Otis. Simone.
Oh, hello. So since the beginning, the first week of our quarantine, I have been giving my clients and some of my past students a free marketing session on the phone, on Zoom. It's a strategy session of 1 hour that I do. And we did such good stuff. I mean, my clients and students that talk to me, they did a lot of pivoting. A lot of them had businesses that they had to be one-on-one with people. Maybe 10% could be virtual. And for 2 months now, they've been growing their business, which is crazy, right? For, this situation. So I know that sometimes the budget is not there to hire me to do work, or maybe they're not ready to take a course to really learn how to promote themselves online. But what I've been promoting more is my marketing session. So I would welcome any referrals on that for people that just want to talk to me for 1 hour. My marketing session is 1 hour. You can come with whatever questions you have, or maybe you just need a strategy, and I'll brainstorm with you a strategy, and then I'll give you some steps, what to take, how to take. I know that is a lot of compliance that goes on certain services. And then after 1 week, you get another half an hour with me just for us to touch base, to see how that's going. So I make sure that it's working, and it's being really good. So that's what I am offering now. And I would welcome any referrals you have on that.
That's amazing, Simone. An hour of your time is just, so invaluable. I just have to, share with everyone. Every time I talk to you, I learn something new. And since I've taken, your workshops, you'd think that, at some point I would stop learning things, but things are always changing, and you're so staying on top of it. So, thank you for the great job that you're doing and just educating the business community right now on all things marketing. So thanks, Simone.
Thank you.
With that, we're going to move on over to Mr. Richard Fox. So share with us, tell us what you're working on and how we can help.
Well, basically in our Shakti business, I got into the business for the business, and then I never realized how good I could feel and how healthy I could be. And so now I just help other people feel energized and look better and fulfill their dreams. And it's exciting that I can help people transform their whole life. And it's helping me to complete my vision of what I really want to do. And that's once a month, go to a warm water beach area and find an orphanage or another charity and spend the time to get to know their needs and help them obtain those needs. So basically, I'm looking for people that want to realize their dreams and visions and help other people transform their lives and create their future today. So if you know anybody that wants to feel absolutely amazing like I do every day, then send them my way. Let me know. In the tire industry, doing a lot more private vehicles lately, people with just flat tires. It's amazing how many people don't carry a spare, but anybody that might be getting their RV ready, they don't want to haul it down to a tire shop or something, or spend that time. We're all about convenience. We can just show up on site and replace all the tires or repair a tire or whatever, and you don't need to even be there. We just do the job and they pay for it with a credit card over the phone. Some days I come home and I go, wow, I never met any one of my customers today. But so those are the two things I got going, and I appreciate your time. And I think this is the most fantastic networking group that I belong to, and I really appreciate the Chamber of Commerce for doing this First Tuesday Coffee. Don't give it up, please.
Absolutely not. Thank you for that, Richard, and thank you for what you're doing right now. Health is really important, and we can't let that fall to the wayside. So I think it's important you continue that education and keep on going. So next up, we're going to move on over to Miss Katie with Merrill. So share, just what you've been working on and how we can help.
Great, thanks. So I think just given the current environment, really where we've been most focused, and my number one priority is just making people feel more comfortable about their current situation by putting some sort of plan in place for them. So whether that's concerns arising from seeing the retirement balances going up and down, big swings in the market, or just enhanced worries over, maybe their healthcare planning, their long-term planning, or even caring for elderly parents or family members. Given the vast resources we have at Merrill and Bank of America, we're able to help in many ways. Being new to the area, I would just say what would help me most is just being introduced to anybody who has those concerns. definitely able to offer, you know, at least an initial meeting at no cost to them to see if there is any ways that we could help them and just put some ease to the worries that they have. So I appreciate the opportunity to share that with all of you. And yeah, if you know anyone that could use some help, just let us know. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Katie. All right, and that's a good segue into our next person, Dana. So if you have anything to add, what you guys have been working on and how we can help you.
Yeah, actually, I need, excuse me, I need to share it. You know, there's an opportunity for people that, you know, maybe they're meeting with somebody like Candace and they're saying, oh, I got till July 15th. And Candace says, hey, you know, I could really save you on some of your income taxes if you put whatever, $1,000, $3,000 into an IRA and you've never had an IRA before. Well, we have a platform where you can open an account in 5 minutes online. And we've been doing quite a bit of this lately, especially for clients, kids that they're finally starting to, kids being say 18 to 25 and maybe they're not participating in their company 401k because they just aren't knowledgeable about it. Well, we could open up an online account at merrilledge.com and you can make a deposit directly from your bank institution, doesn't matter who it is. And then your tax person says, hey, I just saved you X amount of dollars. Another topic that's been coming up lately is, and you should all know this, is, you know, the CARES Act that was recently initiated has given benefits to people that are affected by the coronavirus situation. So typically, if you take a withdrawal from your IRA, you know, before the age of 59 and a half, there's a 10% penalty. Well, that's being waived. And also, if you take a withdrawal, which is typically like from your 401k or IRA, typically you have to pay income tax on that. Well, if you roll it back into your plan over the next 3 years, guess what? You don't have to pay the income taxes on that. So going back to Katie's point, it's not about, hey, put money to work, invest. Let's start with the plan, make sure you're knowledgeable about some of the opportunities that are there to help you right now. And frankly, most people just don't know that those opportunities are there. In fact, I have a client whose kid is looking to close on a condo purchase and they're coming up a little short. Well, because of the fact that they could show, look, I've been working from home, which is a coronavirus related, you know, situation, they're going to take just $5,000 out of their IRA just to help with closing costs. And that's not going to cost them the 10% penalty. Got 3 years to pay that back, no income taxes. What a great strategy to take advantage of. So there are opportunities out there that are there to help folks during this time, and starts with good advice.
All right, thanks for that, Dana. All right, next up, we're gonna move on to Miss Candace. So share what you're working on and how we can support you.
Well, I think I exceeded my time last time telling you what I'm working on. But you know, as far as the PPP loans, acquiring them, and keeping updated and educated on the requirements to get them forgiven. If you're self-employed, you can actually apply for these loans as well, even though you don't have employees. You basically are employed of your own business. So there are opportunities for people that are self-employed, but you do have to file your 2019 taxes to do that, or at least have the Schedule C completed to file for the loan. So I guess how you could help me, or, you know, help your business associates, is if you have anybody like that, just refer them my way. We can get their taxes filed. There still is money out there. Supposedly, so long as there's money, they'll be doing this through the end of the year, but so probably the quicker the better.
Yep, I agree with you there, Candace. It's definitely good to get that stuff off your plate now while you can, even though some deadlines have been extended. That doesn't mean that should fall to the wayside either. So, all right.
And on that 24-week period I was discussing, is that actually it's drop dead December 31st. So if you really wait a long time, then, you know, your covered period is going to shorten as you get closer to the end of the year when you actually apply for the loan.
Exactly, and you just don't want to be running into surprises in that type of situation. So the more lead time you guys have, the better. So make sure you contact Candace for that. Next up, we have Miss Stacy Smith-Bacon. So yeah, share with us what you've been working on and how we can support you in that.
Okay, one of the things we're always doing is our company is always expanding. And today, with all the people that have been laid off, we are actually looking to hire people who want to earn extra money or maybe make it a career choice if they're interested in helping people to learn about money. So I think that's a really good way to reach out and help as well. We do debt reduction or help people to pay down debt. And probably a lot of people are going into debt right now. So we can help people. It's a free service that we provide, to help them to pay their debt off early instead of taking years and years to pay it off. So that's it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for that, Stacy. Next up, we have Kathy Ellis. Go ahead, Kathy.
Well, our website is seniorcareoptions.org, and we have a ton of resources on our website. But one of the things we're doing now, normally what makes us different, we're a free service. And, people say, well, what's the catch? I mean, we get paid by the senior community or facility or the board and care if a placement occurs. And our rates are like half of what the online companies do. It's because we feel like that's the fair thing to do. They kind of are a little pricey. And what I like to, normally we like to meet with people in person, go to their homes and really educate them. I think this is literally a senior care ministry to me. I mean, it's a free service, 9 out of 10 calls never amount to anything. But if we get someone who's looking, let's just say like a realtor can't sell a home if the senior hasn't found the right place to move to. So we can kind of give them a complete overview of what's out there. And what we normally love to do is do these 30 to 60 minute large educational programs. I love educating people about my life's work. Right now, we can't do that. So my husband is also very talented with video. So we have condensed our 30 to 60 minute presentation down to about 14 minutes and easy to digest. So it's on our website, seniorcareoptions.org. It's right on the front page. You can go to our YouTube channel. If you guys will share it for us, we'd love that. It would be a win-win. And, what I love about being chamber members is that, like Robin said, we can all support each other. Maybe we can't buy everybody's business, your stuff because, you can't spend all your salary on buying from everybody, but you can definitely refer to other people. And that's what I love about being a member of a chamber is that we can all support each other. So seniorcareoptions.org, we do a lot of education. And it's not for everybody, but the problem with people want to stay home with in-home care. The problem with that is it's $25 an hour, which is wonderful if you only need minimal care, but that will clean out your entire bank account quickly. Or if people take out reverse mortgages to start paying for in-home care, there are people that do not want to leave their homes. Let's say they're living at Ocean Hills. They're spending $15,000 to $20,000 a month on in-home care. And we have lots of great options starting at about $3,500 and up to about $6,000, $7,000 at the most. I mean, that's still a lot of money, but there are options at all price points. And that's what we do. We differentiate all the different options. If you want to stay home, great. If you want to apply for Medi-Cal or if you're really low income, even though we don't make any money on that, we would love to give you that information too. So don't ever hesitate to give anyone our number. We answer our phone 7 days a week. Thank you.
Awesome, Kathy. And we actually just sent you a referral just yesterday. We had a call in about that. So hopefully they called you on that. Next up, we have Miss Nicole with Enyo. So what you've been working on and how we can support you in that.
I have been working on making the shift to doing online demos rather than in person and really just focusing on the educational aspect of how our products work, information on cleaning, disinfecting, all of those types of things, understanding the differences. Most people are spending a lot more time at home right now, obviously through quarantine. There's, the whole family's at home. We're eating more of our meals at home. So that result in a lot more cleaning at home as well. And while we of course want to be safe in protecting our families and staying clean and healthy, bringing in toxins, bringing in chemicals and poisons isn't necessarily the best option. So just educating people on this modern alternative to cleaning. So I do kind of similar to this, just Zoom calls with, you know, either one-on-one or up to a group of 5, 6, up to 10 people, trying to keep it small just to allow everyone to ask any questions that they may have and go into depth. We can do, you know, anything from a quick little 15-minute lunch and learn intro and then follow up separately to, you know, a full presentation to really get down to the nitty-gritty. So depending on the amount of time you have and, you know, what you're interested in, we can sort of tailor a discussion to that. And again, it's just an educational based conversation. So if anybody is interested in learning, or if you think of anyone who might be interested in these types of products, anyone who's, you know, cares about their health, anyone who's environmentally friendly, people who are looking for ways to save money, these products hit a lot of those different priority target areas. So just looking to get the word out and to chat to as many people as I can about it.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Nicole. We have just a couple more people left here. We're going to call on Mr. Chris with Alpha Graphics. Go ahead, Chris.
Thanks, Emerald. Yeah, we've been very busy. We increased our marketing budget maybe 35% since COVID, and we've gotten a lot of results out of it. We focus a lot more on the consumer side, whereas before it was mostly B2B. And so with that, we've done, you know, as I said, the yard decorations for graduation, so the yard signs and banners, the vehicle flags and magnets, because a lot of these graduations are now turning into like vehicle processions. We are, floor graphics. If you go to Bliss Tea or Handel's Ice Cream or Breakwater Brewing, you'll see our floor graphics everywhere, which are really popular. Mailing, we've done a lot of mailings. You know, people are starting to focus on campaigns to offer discounts and to generate foot traffic into their business. What else? Blueprints we started offering. So we've been doing a lot of those. And promo items like hand sanitizer bottles have been really popular. The synthetic menus at restaurants, you're going to see most of the restaurants transition away from paper menus to a synthetic menu that they could wipe down and keep clean. So yeah, there's still a lot of opportunities for us, and it's been keeping us busy. But thank you, and Chris with Alpha Graphics.
Awesome. Great to hear from you, Chris. We're going to move on, last but not least, to Miss Lori Kotecki. So Lori, just share, you know, briefly what you've been working on and how we can support you in that.
Okay, good morning. I'm so sorry. All of a sudden, somebody has to do some lawn work outside. So sorry for the extra noise in the background. And I know it's coming right about 9 o'clock, so I'll make this quick. I'm just working on helping some business owners right now. Farmers has a lot of extra coverages that other insurance companies don't offer. And these are included just on their policies, nothing extra that you have to add on. So a lot of landlords are now looking for not only just the professional liability, but, or their commercial general liability, but obviously wanting additional coverages with, business interruption, extra expenses, things like that. Because of the COVID-19, they're now reaching out because a lot of these businesses are unable to pay because their businesses are closed. So now any new tenants, they're requiring some additional coverages on their policies, like business interruption. So I guess any business owner that you know, if they're not a new business owner, they're a current business owner that maybe wants a review of their current policy to see what I can do and what Farmers Insurance can do for them, I'm more than willing to, take a look, see if there's anything better that I can come up with financially, but also better coverages. Again, Lori Sloan Kotecki, Farmers Insurance.
All right, thanks so much for that, Lori. All right, so we just went over just a little bit here today, and I have just a couple event announcements for you guys. So while I do that and pull up a quick screen share, I'd like to invite each of you, if you have an event or a promotion, any last minute announcements you'd like to drop in, I'd have you guys put those in the chat for now, and then we'll go ahead and distribute that after. So bear with me here as I do just a brief screen share to tell you what's coming up with the chamber over the next week. So one moment here. And let's see. All right, so just wanted to point out, we do have a pretty stacked emerging issues forum agenda for this Thursday, guys. So if you're looking to just stay in tune to what's going on the federal, state, county, local level, this is your chance to hear that. We're also going to hear from Tri-City Medical Center, and then one of our members, so Oside, has been sewing face masks for COVID. So she's been donating those to frontline workers, and you're going to be hearing more from Amanda on that at that meeting as well. And then on Friday, we do have a really great workshop planned for people that are either CEOs, if you're a business owner, or you manage people. If you want to be a manager or grow as a leader, this would be a great workshop for you to attend. So it's free. It's from 9 to 10 this Friday, and it's going to be hosted by one of our chamber members, Dan, with P3 Leadership. So those veterans on the call, I think you guys will have a lot to relate to Dan on that call. So just would love it if you guys can join us. You can register directly from our website here. If you have any issues, of course, I know a couple of you did ahead of time for this call, and you contacted me beforehand, so I don't mind helping out with that at all. But with that, that's all we've got for you guys today. So thank you so much for your time, and hopefully we'll see you on the next call. Have a great rest of your week.